Okay, so welcome again to another video, and today we are talking texting. So the situation is you're interested in a guy, and as far as you could tell, he was interested back. But now you've texted him and there's been no response. What do you do? Well, it's a great question to ask because though it might seem really trivial, what you do here actually really matters. That's because when you first start seeing a guy, he's getting a read on you, he's getting a feel, he's sensing how much you value yourself, and these little communications set the dynamic for much bigger things to come. Texting's been around for a while now, and it's made flirting incredibly convenient. The problem is, it also means we overthink things more because we have 24/7 access to each other. In the olden days, not hearing from someone for 2 days was just life. Now it's like crisis stations, oh! So what do you actually do though when he doesn't text back? Well, step one, don't panic or assume that he's lost interest. I cannot even tell you the number of times I've seen women assume that because a guy hasn't texted back means he's lost interest. There are so many other reasons a man doesn't text back. A surprise work dinner came up. He got into a deep conversation with his sister, and the big one, his phone ran out of battery. This is so common. There's almost always another reason. So bottom line, step number one, do not panic. The second step is do nothing. Literally, do nothing. No actions. Even if you're freaking out in your own head, and you probably will be, put the phone down. It can be really tempting to send a follow-up message in these types of situations, but I would really encourage you to resist such urges. So vent to friends or find another healthy distraction. The last thing you want to do is for him to charge his phone and to find like the, did you get my message? Don't you want to see me anymore text? There is literally no bigger turn off. Now, step number 3 is remember your own value. So while you're not spending time follow-up texting, take a moment to remember your own worth. This is something we seem to forget when we think someone is losing interest in us. It's like they are the prize and our win is like about to be taken away, so we scramble to win them back. But when you stop and think about it, that's really devaluing ourselves. I mean, you're a prize too. And if you take the attitude that any guy would be lucky to have you, which you should, if you don't, go and watch more of my videos, then he's losing out big time by not texting you back as well. And step 4, leave it for 48 to 72 hours. Now have a look at the last message you sent. Was it obvious that it incited a response? Like, did it clearly warrant a response from him? If so, I'd say leave it at least 48 hours, but 72 is better. Let him come to you. If you've asked a question and he hasn't responded, he's either disinterested or he doesn't want to talk to you. Either way, following up's not going to help. The exception might be if you read back on your text and it was worded a bit funny and could have been misinterpreted. In this instance, I'd probably just leave it 12 to 24 hours and then send a follow-up. And finally, look, step 5, make yourself happy in the meantime. Do something for you. Do whatever it takes to distract yourself with your own cool life. Whether it's going out with your friends, taking some action on a goal, whatever, you'll feel more attractive, and honestly, you'll probably come back to your phone 6 hours later and he'll have apologized for not getting back to you. Which is awesome, because now, instead of him wondering why you're obsessing, he's wondering, how can I make it up to you? So that's basically how you handle it when a guy doesn't respond to a text. Now, one question I do get with this is, well, that's all well and good, Mark, cool story. But we're supposed to have a date tonight. How do I just not text him? We have a date, Mark. I need to get some answers. My first response to this is always, when was the date arranged? If it was today and he hasn't gotten back to you, the date's probably on. So you can send him a follow-up text with something like, hey, stop being useless with your text and get back to me. Put a tongue out face on the end. Friends have invited me out, so let me know if we're on, otherwise I'm going to do stuff with them. On the other hand, if it's been a little longer since you arranged it, say several days since you chatted to him, you've probably got to assume the date isn't on. So in that case, I'd perhaps be telling him, if you don't hear from him ASAP, you're heading out with your friends. Well, look, I hope that helps you solve your texting dilemmas today. Remember, the bottom line is always invest in a guy who invests in you, even on a micro level like texting. It might not seem like it matters with such a small thing, but it really does because it sets a precedent for the dynamic between the two of you for everything to come. So wait for him to get back to you, let him put some investment in, and keep becoming your best self in the meantime. Well, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to know more about texting, I have something for you. Hit the link below down here and you'll get my comprehensive guide. It contains 12 irresistible texts you can send to guys right now to build instant attraction. Just hit the link, download for absolutely free. It's my gift to you. Thanks again for watching. Enjoy the text guide right there below, and I look forward to chatting to you again very soon.